How's it going, guys? This is Holly with Grindworx. I've got some M-Tech knives for you. These right here are the top 5 best sellers over the past year or so. Let's get right into it. Now, M-Tech knives, I want to say that M-Tech knives have a little bit of a reputation. They are definitely in the budget knife category, but they have a huge variety of different kinds of knives. I mean, right here we've got push dagger, a stiletto spring-assisted knife, a karambit folder, more push daggers, a neck knife. Like, they make all kinds of crazy crap. And the best thing is that they have a wide range of price points. So you have the option to choose, the super budget, super basic blades, and then they've also got, some nice fixed blade knives, up to, around $50 or something like that. So yes, budget knife category, but lots of variety to choose from. The first one I'm showing you today is the Marauder push dagger. This beast is $8 on the website right now. It's got a total length of 7.5 inches with a whopping 5.375 inch dagger blade. So it's double-edged, it's partially serrated on one side. It's also got this interesting little sharpened section right here, which I think may be intended as, an option for a seatbelt cutter? I'm not sure. It has a rubber handle, including a glass breaker, and this mean thing over here. It weighs 11.2 ounces, so fairly hefty, and it includes this nylon sheath. I don't know what you're gonna do with this thing, but it is clearly intended for a tactical application. So not really something I see myself using, but hey, it sure looks wicked. I mean, one of my coworkers commented that this looks more like a gun grip than a knife handle, which is actually quite comfortable. Most push daggers have you holding it like this with the tang of the blade coming sort of between your middle and ring fingers. This is a very natural, comfortable way to hold it. So I feel like you'd have a pretty good grip, and it's $8. Nothing wrong with that. Next up we have the Ballistic Stiletto spring-assisted knife. This guy is $7.50 on the site. It's got 9 inches of total length. That's a 4-inch blade. They're saying spear point, but that looks more like a bayonet to me. With this really cool black and red finish, I'm really digging the Grindworx colors. Both flipper and thumb stud openers, and an aluminum handle with a liner lock. I'm guessing those are stainless steel liners. It's 4 ounces, and it has a tip-up carry pocket clip. Deep carry, in fact. I like the option of, a stiletto style knife that is spring assisted, because I know not everybody is inclined to or can carry an automatic, but it also has this contemporary tactical feel to it. Probably not something that I would carry, but I'm always a fan of interesting mashups of different styles of knives. Next up, we have the Raptor Claw Karambit folder. This guy is only $7, and pardon me, my thumb is not long enough to get that fully open in one go, because this is a big handled knife. It is 7 inches long with a 2.5 inch blade. That's a hawkbill blade with a black finish and a thumb stud opener. This is an aluminum handle with a liner lock. It's 5.6 ounces and it has a tip down carry pocket clip. Really interesting design. Again, I like the colors. I'm not sure what's going on here with this crazy backspacer, but it's a really interesting idea for sure. Jimping all over the place. I personally don't find this very comfortable. This is a little too narrow to go into your palm like that, I think. But I also know very little about karambit knives and what makes a good one. So if you do, definitely drop me a comment. So many of these M-Tech knives, man, I feel the same sort of warm and fuzzy affection for these kinds of knives that I do for, a lot of the bizarre knives that we have on Grindworx. They're just kind of fun and outlandish and ridiculous. This next one is the perfect example of that. This is the Sidearm 2-piece push dagger set. It's $12.50 on the site right now. It's 2 push daggers in 1 ABS belt sheath. So each knife is 4 inches long with a 2.5 inch dagger blade, so double-edged with a satin finish. Has this little rubber handle, very grippy. Nice texture. The whole thing is 4.8 ounces altogether, so I'm not entirely sure what this one knife weighs, but is pretty darn light. And I just love the concept of having two of these things in one sheath. I mean, can you imagine? What if you wore this like it was your belt buckle? I just think that would be hilarious. Or I could see you kind of doing a scout style carry, you know, at the small of your back, and just totally going like Wolverine. Like, I'm trying to picture somebody like, whoocha, whipping both of these out from behind them. I just think they're fun. Is this something I would carry? Absolutely not. But it sure did give me a laugh. So lastly, we have one that kind of surprised me because, I mean, if you're comparing it to everything else on the table, this is a pretty understated knife. This is the Bolo Extreme Neck Knife. It's $9 right now. It's about 4.625 inches in length with a 2-inch blade. This is a 440 steel, what they're calling a modified Wharncliffe. That looks more to me like a drop point or maybe a modified clip point, but hey, to each their own, right? It has a hollow grind and a stone wash finish. G10 handle scales over this nice full tang, 1.59 ounces. And it comes with this Kydex sheath with a chain. And there's also a lanyard hole on the end there. I actually really dig this knife. I mean, there is a part of me that thinks it's a little strange that they basically took a full-size fixed blade knife and just shrunk it down. So like your finger choil there is not quite big enough for even my little fingers. So I'm not sure that that was the best choice, but I mean, it's got great jimping on the spine of the blade there. Aside from the fact that it could use a little bit more room for your finger there, it is comfortable. And I think it could prove pretty useful as, you know, a backup EDC, or I could really see your kids loving this. This would be an awesome first knife for a kid to start out with, because I think it would fit their hands really well. They can really go to town on some branches with this. And I mean, that combination of tan G10 with this stonewash and these cool black sort of custom torque screws, it's a pretty cool little knife. You could definitely take this to work. So if I had to choose a favorite, I think I'm definitely going with the neck knife as far as one that I would actually use. But just because I love it, double push dagger set, guys. I mean, come on. So your turn. I'd love to know your thoughts on M-Tech. I know some people who wouldn't give it the time of day, and I know others who owned several M-Tech knives and absolutely love them. So if you carry one, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd especially like to know which of these you think you'd like to add to your collection. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell so you're the first to know when a new video drops. There will be links to each of these knives in the description below. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with just hopping on grindworx.com and seeing the bajillions of M-Tech knives we have available there. So thanks so much for watching with me today, guys. See you next time.